He's just a boy, she's just a girl, can I make it any more obvious? Spontaneous was written and directed by Brian Duffield, who wrote The Babysitter, Underwater, Love and Monsters, and is based on a novel by Aaron Starmer, and zeroes in on a high school in Covington where students are just trying to achieve their dreams. They want to graduate, they want to grow, see the big outside world, do business ventures, play sports, or in the case of Mara, played by Katherine Langford, and Tess, played by Haley Law, made an agreement when they were children to basically get a beach house and just live the easy life, the quiet life. And hey, that sounds like a great thing. And then any of these plans have a wrench thrown into them in the form of a spontaneously combusting student, and naturally that frightens the entire student body. Why wouldn't it? Because you wouldn't want to see a fucking student spontaneously combust. You wouldn't want to see anybody spontaneously combust in front of you. I don't know about you. I prefer not exploding. I mean, I don't know. I don't know, guys. Call me crazy, but I would prefer not to explode, especially spontaneously or in general. So from there, there's good comedy horror elements here, and a romance angle is thrown in a little bit later when Dylan, played by Charlie Plummer, comes in and he likes Mara a lot. They've liked each other for a while, and a romance blossoms. And also, Piper Perabo plays Mara's mother. Piper Perabo, being old enough to play a mother, proves how old I am. She's not much older than me, but goddamn, she still looks fucking amazing. Now, with this movie, I wasn't so sure how I was going to feel about it, and I'll get into spoilers here in a little bit, but when I saw that the writer of The Babysitter was doing this, I was like, okay, I'm going to give it a chance, because I really like The Babysitter. Babysitter Killer Queen, less so, but The Babysitter is pretty goddamn good. And Katherine Langford, who was great in Knives Out, I mean, I've been a fan of hers, and a couple other things as well. She was fucking phenomenal in this. They gave her the ball, she ran with it all the way down the field, 100-yard dash real quick. This movie went by really goddamn quick, like 95 minutes, 96 minutes before the credits started. And it was a breeze. And what was nice about it is a mixed comedy, handling the situation with a lot of dark comedy, the horror elements, because it paces it out well enough from that first student exploding. It gives you enough downtime, and then suddenly more happens, and you're like, oh shit, and then you get more used to it, but you're still a little on edge, and then more stuff happens. The romance is played really well. Katherine Langford and Charlie Plummer have a really genuine, romance here. It actually feels like it could happen, like it's just two high school students who liked each other for a while, even when they were younger, and they just finally were like, hey, we could die tomorrow, maybe we should just fucking live our life and do shit like this. And thankfully, they didn't try to play the jealous best friend thing. The character Tess is all on board with this. She wants to see her friend happy. And what's nice about this movie is the romance is genuine. The comedy horror elements mesh really well. And it is actually pretty horrifying because you never know if you're going to be next. You never know why the fuck this is happening. And actually, by the end, you still don't really fucking know exactly. I mean, that's a bit, it's kind of obtuse with its explanations. I mean, you can come up with your own, reason as to why this keeps happening. Could be drugs, could be romance, it could be because y'all touch yourself at night. Who the fuck knows? But it kind of reminds me a bit of Assassination Nation, where it mixed comedy and horror and real life stuff really well. That was played a little more seriously than this one. In fact, a lot more seriously than this, because this was very much a dark comedy first and a horror second. But the romance part, I thought, was really what put this over the top, because anytime you put a romance in a movie like this, it could either feel forced or it could feel genuine. And thankfully, it is the latter. It feels really fucking genuine, and the writing is really goddamn crisp. Brian Duffield is going to have a bright future in Hollywood. I mean, he's done other stuff before, but he's going to have a really bright future. And this is how he directs something that he also writes. I'm interested to see what else he can do. And I haven't read the book, but if it's anything like, if the movie adaptation is even close to the book, then that's fucking great. And this really was goddamn fucking good. I was surprised. $2.99 on Amazon Video, and I would have easily paid $20 and not been disappointed by this. From beginning to end, I was really enjoying this, and Katherine Langford really fucking carried this movie. But and all the cast members, I mean, there were a lot of bit parts, and not just in the case of exploding body bits, but also the, also just the main characters, but the cast just worked really goddamn well. So I gotta say, this movie definitely gets a recommendation. I would 100% say that you absolutely should watch this. It's gonna get a really fucking high grade that I'll have at the end of the movie, but you probably can guess it's a pretty high grade. But anyway, we're gonna get into spoiler territory here, so I'm just letting you guys know. Go watch this movie, though. Spoilers, quick, vanish if you want to. So anyway, Yeah, people keep exploding, and actually, the way they do it, the opening scene is pretty goddamn cool. Where like Mara just bends down to get her pencil that falls off her desk, and then the student in front of her explodes. And Mara and Tess have a genuine friendship, and then Dylan comes in, and really, what I like is they even show flashbacks of Dylan's like, how he likes her, and it almost could come across as creepy, but it's handled in a way where you can tell he's not a creep. I actually was thinking that's where they were going to go with this. Maybe there was going to be alien parasites or something like that that was causing this, but no, they just decided to let people come up with their own explanations. And more students explode at a football game. Like one of the football players explodes, and then she's traveling with a couple students at one point to go get some drugs, because maybe that's the cause. Maybe it's drugs. Maybe it's because, yes, you people are sinning with drugs, and the driver explodes and then the passenger explodes, and then Dylan has to get her out of a river because she's trying to wash the blood off, because it's fucking horrifying watching people explode in front of you. A government agent talks to her, and then a little bit later the rest of the students of the senior class get quarantined, and they're trying to figure this out. They're trying to figure all. I thought we were going to go the Cloverfield route here, and this is where the horror was really going to kick in, but no, the students explode even in quarantine as they keep trying to figure out different types of pills and medications and treatments and everything. I like the Bye Bye Love rendition. That was really, really good. The soundtrack actually was fucking phenomenal as well. Everyone gets set free with pills, so this can hopefully fix it. It's called the snooze button, basically to kind of keep your body in check and everything. But then we go back to school. School has been shut down for a bit. The romance continues to blossom. And boy, a little bit later, a bunch of students explode. I mean, and it's always off screen just enough where you get the blood splatter, but you don't see the bodies explode. Because I think obviously this movie had a bit of a low budget, so they had to like cut some corners, which is fine. I didn't want any craziness in this beyond just maybe the explosions just happening right off screen. I actually think it was very old school the way they did it, and a ton of students, like it was quite a few. I think it was like 10 in one thing. And then she gets reunited with Dylan, and everything goes red. Dylan explodes. That sends her into a downward spiral. She's drinking a whole lot. She does like a video, or she does like a drink demonstration for her dad. Says, "I can call this all my friends and boyfriend are dead." And people have been dying for 7 fucking months, Tess says to her, and apparently it's been going on quite a while. Now, it's breezy the way they explain this. Mara's not in a good place. She feels people are on message boards blaming her because she's always there around, the deaths of the people. She has a heart-to-heart with Tess. Tess wants to get out of there, even if her life isn't going to mean all that much. And then she gives a speech about how she feels she's the cursed, and other people are like, "Oh no, I did this and stuff." Kind of reminds me of Mean Girls, just with more blood. And then she's laying on the grave, Dylan's grave. Dylan's mom shows up and says, "It's just life. None of you deserve this, but deserves had nothing to do with it." Really genuine shit here with the writing. Like, this is some hard-hitting stuff. And then we get memories. Everyone leaves. She heads off somewhere. Basically, she takes, Dylan's van that he bought, like his old ice cream truck, and takes it away because, he's passed away, and she just wants to go live her life. Her parents say, make sure to call her. And then she says, the students are, basically 31 students died. The school's getting condemned. And then she says, "Oh, fuck you, life. I'm sick of your shit. I'm going to do all this stuff. And maybe I'll become president." And then she takes a shot at Trump, which I definitely appreciated right there. But it was some good stuff. And then she's on the beach house with Tess, and that's where it basically ends. The movie has a fucking genuine goddamn feel to it, and I'm actually amazed I liked this as much as I did. Now, I figured I would like it from the first scene, but I thought, oh, maybe it'll peter out. They kept the pace up, and they balanced the comedy, the horror, and the romance really fucking well. This is an A film. And I didn't think I'd say that. This is probably going to end up being on my favorite films of the year list, which I will be doing soon after this. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. Sorry for the script. I'll see you soon.